To address that defensive line need, Bleacher Report put together how to put together the next great defense in the NFL. And their idea was for the Cleveland Browns to go ahead, trade their second-round pick, that one that you used on Wyatt, as well as a third-round pick next year, to go ahead and trade for Grady Jarrett from the Falcons. Obviously, he has his cap number around $16 million this season. But, for the Cleveland Browns to go ahead, trade for an established name like a Grady Jarrett who can create some pressure on the interior of the defensive line, like you mentioned. Now, when it comes to adding in some of these players, what's your philosophy when it comes to, being willing to give up some of these draft picks to, maybe get somebody to have that immediate impact, similar to what the Rams did in order to get themselves that Super Bowl this season?
Yeah, we talk about that a lot with this particular team. It feels like the really good pieces of this team, and especially this defense, are really good. But teams' windows in general in football, not just the Browns, I'm talking about, it's a general rule. Their windows are pretty small. I mean, guys are kind of in and out of the NFL faster than they are in other pro leagues, given how the nature of the sport and everything, right? So I tend to be a fan. If you're looking at this strictly in terms of our goal is to win a Super Bowl, if you're making those kind of moves and trading the picks away to give yourself a better chance to win a Super Bowl this year or the following year, I'm definitely not opposed to those kind of moves if they can work out. Now, again, it all comes down to, I think, what the Browns are willing to spend and where they're willing to spend that money. But I do think, they have a really nice mix of young talent, guys like JOK and Greg Newsome, who we talk about all the time, who really seamlessly fit into this team that they got through the draft. So it is possible, you look at your first and second round guys, those are guys typically that you want to be starters, that you think you have the talent. So I do think ultimately, if you're going to make those big moves, it's not necessarily a bad decision, but you can't make them just for the sake of making them. You have to make sure you're getting a guy who's going to fit in with what you're trying to do in your culture and everything along those lines.